Hey everyone, welcome back to Time to Talk. Today, because Halloween is right around the corner, we decided we were going to record a bonus episode and talk about some Halloween trivia and fun facts, as well as favorite costumes and stories that we have from our childhood Halloween. So Grace, let's just jump right into this, and I'm going to ask you some Halloween trivia questions and see if you know the answers to any of these things. You up for that?
Sure. About the only thing I'm gonna know is what Halloween, like what the other day is of Halloween. If that makes any sense.
Okay, so to set you up on a high note, where'd the name Halloween come from?
Isn't it like it's called All Hallows Day or something like that originally? In the Catholic Church, it's something about All Saints Day or whatever.
Yeah,
is where it originally came from.
Well, it was either All Hallows Eve or
Yeah.
All Saints Day.
Yeah,
But it's actually combined with another name too.
no idea.
I don't know how to say this.
Okay.
I'm guessing because it's that Halloween was originally a Celtic tradition,
Oh, okay.
and it was a Samhain, I think is how you say it. And it basically meant seasons. The word means seasons, changing of seasons, because it was celebrated from the change of fall to winter. And they believed that was when spirits and souls of dead people would kind of reconnect with people on Earth. And so they held this festival
Interesting.
every year that they would have animal sacrifices and different sort of religious rites that they would perform
Okay.
that would reconnect with lost souls in a way. And then, yes, when the Catholic Church came along, they kind of combined it. And this is where, see, when I was reading this, I thought, though, that Halloween was evil and stuff in the beginning of the church. And that it was all about demons and stuff, which is to a certain extent true, because when the Catholic Church came along, they did think of this as it wasn't just lost souls and spirits of people. It was, they thought of it as hell and demons is what was happening, and that spirits were coming into people versus not, did I just say spirits? I meant demons were coming into people versus souls of lost people. And so, yeah, then they started combining, and to recognize the Celtic tradition, they created All Saints Day and started combining aspects of the Celtic religious celebrations with the church. You know, people would dress all in white, but they would be wearing masks. And then as the years went on, it became more colorful. They started adding things like carvings of vegetables, where we get jack-o'-lanterns from. And I think trick-or-treat actually was almost, not in how we have it now, but it kind of actually was part of the Celtic tradition in the sense of they would leave not just sacrifices, but like votive offerings. People. Is that what they're called?
Yes.
For gifts of food and sweets and stuff for these spirits as well. So, and then the spirits would like trick or treat at these people's houses to receive these gifts.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Now
it's odd.
I mean, I'll be honest and say it's not like we've ever celebrated Halloween, so I can't say what I think about the actual. And plus, I just think most of our quote-unquote Christian holidays nowadays are honestly so far removed from the original source that Halloween basically, for the most part, I'm not going to say it's benign, but it's very much secularized. So, you know, when people say Halloween's evil, I'm like, yeah, sure, there's some people who probably take it too far.
Halloween's evil depending on what you do, because people are evil. And a holiday, a special day, isn't evil in and of itself. It's what people choose to do on it.
Yeah, so I think, I mean, that whole conversation of Christianity and paganism and how they assimilated, is that the right words? Assimilated holidays? I don't know if that's the right word, but basically how they reformed and changed the holidays to have a more holy meaning. I don't know. I'm just rambling here.
Well, what you're saying is true, because that was what I was thinking is we obviously have not seen Halloween as something extremely special beyond just dressing up and getting candy. But it's also just because in American culture, pretty much any holiday that had any sort of significance has just been commercialized to the nth degree. So even Christmas doesn't really mean anything to anyone anymore.
think it's just fascinating how, like, Halloween, think Christmas, Easter, like, a lot of them are actually, those times of years are not picked because necessarily something specific happened in the Christian world, if that makes sense. I mean, I do think there are ties to Pentecost and Calvary and all of that, particularly around Easter, but everyone agrees that Jesus probably wasn't born on December 25th. So,
well, that whole thing is actually just based on the moon.
yes.
It has
Well, Easter, yes.
It has very little to actually do with biblical
Yeah, well, the
teaching
particular,
or even Jewish
yes,
tradition
yes.
about it. It's all
So
based
it's-
on moon patterns.
I just think it's interesting that where and why we picked those days and seasons and the traditions that are around those things. And I think we can genuinely say that the only truly American holiday we have is July 4th.
Obviously.
Because even other nations have a Thanksgiving Day. It's a little different than ours, but... And even then, you know, we have our July 4th. Mexico has their Cinco de Mayo. Other countries have an Independence Day as well, but in terms of what Americans celebrate, July 4th is very much our holiday. And I did not mean to derail us onto a conversation about holidays, so let's get back to Halloween trivia.
That was good conversation. But back to the fun stuff. What immigrants came to America and thought that pumpkins were easier to carve on Halloween than... Well, actually, back up. What vegetables were originally used to create jack-o'-lanterns?
I feel like if this was a Celtic thing, probably potatoes.
Ding, 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 ding.
Okay.
So what immigrants, back to this question, came to America and thought that pumpkins were easier to carve than potatoes?
Who grows a lot of pumpkins? Actually, I have honestly no clue.
Hint, Celtic.
They are still Celtic?
Where did the Celts originate from?
Most of it, when you think Celtic, most of it's Ireland.
So who are these immigrants?
Irish?
They are correct.
Wait,
yes.
so the people who originally used potatoes were the ones who
who
decided
came to America and then found pumpkins.
Okay.
And then thought, oh, these are so much easier to carve than potatoes.
That actually
Which, if you actually think about it, makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
Because potatoes are hard all the way through and pumpkins aren't.
Yep.
Which American city observes the largest Halloween parade in the United States?
Oh, is it like a big urban city?
Yes.
New York.
Correct. That one was not hard if you think about it. Where did bobbing for apples originate?
The South. I don't know. That was...
No, you were very wrong.
Is it in America?
No.
Oh. England?
No.
Anywhere in Europe?
Kind of.
Kind of?
Kind of.
Eastern Europe?
Kind of.
That's really not helpful.
I can't give you the answer.
Turkey.
Kind of.
Greece.
Somewhat.
Belarus.
I don't know about that one.
Oh my gosh. I have no idea.
It was ancient Rome, so technically all of those places at once.
What? No!
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I mean, Greece and Turkey were both part of the Roman Empire.
That's
I can't.
not fair.
So somewhat.
How do I not remember this?
I don't know. You probably knew that at some point. How many American states produce a major amount of pumpkins?
All of them? Actually, that's not true.
Give me a ballpark.
35. Is that way
6.
too high? Okay.
6.
I don't know where pumpkins grow.
Each year, how many pounds of candy corn is produced?
Oh, should be none because it's awful.
It's disgusting.
It's just sucking on colored sugar.
Grace, it's hardened cotton candy is what it is.
Yeah, so it's sucking on sugar.
Correct.
I didn't say what it was. It's just sugar.
I was agreeing with you.
Okay, that actually makes it even more gross.
I know, right?
Ugh. Ugh. Is that like what cotton candy
Hint.
becomes in your stomach? That's gross. Anyway.
Hint. It's in the millions of pounds.
10 million pounds.
Higher.
15 million.
Higher.
25 million.
Higher.
50 million.
Lower.
35.
There.
Oh my gosh.
Uh-huh.
That's disgusting.
That kind of makes me sick to think.
How much do they throw out?
I don't know. That's a good question. But it makes me sick to think that even with how many people we have in America, there are still many of us who don't like candy corn. So you gotta think that there's one person who's over there eating like 50 pounds of candy corn.
I mean, I obviously it's not like everyone eats candy only on Halloween, but still, that's a lot of candy corn. And then you have all the other Halloween candy that comes out.
Right.
And even some of it they already have, some of it they don't have until Halloween, and then you just get like tons of that. Okay. I mean, we do have, what, 380, 400 million people? 308?
And let me look up for the United States.
Something between 300 and 400 million people, I believe.
We have 328.2 million as of 2019.
Okay. So, I was correct.
Okay. Back to my questions.
Mm-hmm.
Which American city holds the record for the most jack-o'-lanterns lit at once?
Chicago.
Incorrect.
New York.
Incorrect.
City in middle... Wow. Is it a Middle Eastern city? No. We're talking American cities, right?
Yes, that was the beginning of the question.
I was going to say, is it an East Coast city?
It is an East Coast city.
Boston.
Correct.
Okay. Took me a few times, but we got it.
Oh, you wouldn't know that one. Oh, this is actually kind of funny. Approximately what % of kids prefer gums instead of chocolate candies on Halloween?
Guns?
Gums.
Okay.
Chewing gums.
Okay. To chocolate? No, they shouldn't. They shouldn't, because chocolate's always better than gum.
Depends.
15%.
You're actually very close. It's 10%. You're
Okay.
a little high.
I was going to guess 5, so...
Let's do one more of these, and then I'll do some fun facts, and then we can talk about our stories. Who holds the record for world's fastest pumpkin carving time? You'll have no idea who this is.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a person named Stephen Clark.
Can I guess what the time was?
I don't know. It doesn't give me the time.
How do you ask a question like that and not have the time?
I don't know. That's disappointing. Oh, here you go. What's the most popular candy for Halloween?
Candy corn. Chewing gum. Apples. Candied apples. I don't know.
Chocolate.
Oh.
Really,
Good.
Grace? Really?
You know what? I wasn't sure. I would go with chocolate because that's what I like. But there are other more traditional treats that I wasn't... that people could enjoy more. I don't know.
Between Valentine's Day and Halloween, which one do you think sells more candy?
I would go with the obvious of Halloween.
Then you would be absolutely correct.
Okay. Valentine's might sell more specialty chocolate.
True.
I don't think
but there
you
are
can
a lot more kids in the world than
people.
there are. Well, actually, never mind. I'm not going to say that. Fun facts.
Okay.
Number 1. Despite popular belief, there has never been a report of someone handing out poison candy to strangers on Halloween.
Good.
So we can all
rest
easy on that.
Okay.
Many shelters won't allow black cats to be adopted around Halloween for fear that they may be sacrificed or tortured.
That's sad and also smart and also, what the heck? Are we still biased against cats?
I don't think it's against the cats. I think it has nothing to do with cats. I think it just has to do with people.
People are weird.
Oh, so this one. Samhanophobia is the medical term for the irrational fear of Halloween. Because it comes from the root word of the ancient cult tradition.
Interesting.
Samhan.
Wait. There's an actual okay, that's just...
Yes, for people who are afraid of Halloween. Grace, we have a medical term for every fear.
I just would have considered it something phobia, but that's weird.
Oh, this one's kind of cute.
Mm-hmm.
In Des Moines and St. Louis, local Halloween tradition calls for children not to say trick or treat, but to tell a joke in order to earn candy.
That's funny. I would have failed.
This stems from a Depression-era attempt to curb hooliganism. I can't say that word.
Yeah, you didn't say that right. That's funny.
That is kind of cute. What the heck? The abandoned Land of Oz theme park in North Carolina, deserted for decades, reopens just once a year for 2 days leading up to Halloween. I didn't even know there was a Land of Oz theme park.
Okay, see, I knew that.
How did you know about this?
At one point in time, I was looking up amusement parks. I don't know why.
And you found Land of Oz?
It had something to do with entrepreneurship class. And one of my ideas. And yes, I found Land of Oz. And I don't know if I knew it opened like that on Halloween, but I knew there was one and that it was abandoned.
Yeah, apparently now it only opens 2 days before Halloween.
And how long does it stay open?
I don't know. It doesn't give me that information. I would assume it just stays open through Halloween and then it's closed. Which I don't...
do they open it just abandoned?
Well,
and
that's
let
what
people...
I'm curious. I would assume so. I mean, if you're going to put in all the work to
so
actually...
it's like in a haunted amusement park?
I think so. Probably.
I mean, good idea.
I know, right?
That's
kind of
interesting.
Terrifying. I don't think I would do that. Americans spend nearly $400 million on Halloween costumes per year.
Oh,
Oh, no, this is worse. I didn't even read the statistic right. On Halloween, pet costumes per each year.
Can I die now? I was already disappointed in humanity.
It's like, here, you can't buy a black cat, but here's a pet costume.
And better yet, here's a pet stroller to go along with your pet costume.
And a pet candy bowl.
Gags.
I wonder what the vet bills are after Halloween.
I was gonna say.
That would be interesting. Magician Harry Houdini died on Halloween on October 31st, 1929. 26.
Okay.
I can't read.
Okay.
1926.
Just for clarification, Houdini was the greatest escape artist, right? That's who he was?
Yes.
Okay.
Significantly fewer birth rates happen on Halloween as compared to a week before and after. And the opposite is true for Valentine's Day.
That does not surprise me
Interesting.
at all.
Well, I also think it makes a little sense if you just think about the fact that there is a pattern to when births happen, and September happens to have a lot of birthdays solely because it's the mark after winter.
I actually know a lot of people who have a
March.
birthday in October. And if they do, it's generally towards the middle half of the month.
Yeah, I don't know many people who have it during that last week of
Like our
October.
grandma's the latest one of October 20th that I could actually think of.
And even then, it's still not even in the week of Halloween.
Yeah.
Which is why this says it's the week before and the week after.
Doesn't surprise
Though the
me.
week after my dad's birthday is the week after, so I guess, what, is he a cursed baby or something? We love your dad. No.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
I don't even. Well, I don't know. It's just, I think it's probably just one of those superstition ideas.
One of the many.
Yeah.
So, is it better for a baby to be born around Halloween or Valentine's?
I don't know.
Are you a nicer, loving person if you're born around Valentine's Day? I'm joking.
I don't know.
Probably not. Actually, no, not.
Oh. Benito Mussolini came into power on Halloween in 1922.
Benito?
Yeah. That's what I said, right?
You said Benito.
Benito Mussolini.
Okay.
Let's see. So, Halloween is more Irish than St. Patrick's Day. I don't know if that holds true anymore. I get it was a Celtic tradition, but I don't actually know which one they celebrate more.
Well, yes. I guess if they're talking origin, yes. Halloween's Day or whatever it was called, Sam Ham's Day or thing. I guess if it started earlier and it's a Celtic tradition in origin, it probably is.
This is going to sound like a stupid question, but is Halloween celebrated all around the world? Or just in Western civilization?
Good question.
I'm going to Google and see if I can find Irish Halloween celebrations and see.
I feel like if it is, it's got to be maybe only a Western civilization thing, if even that. It also could be, in my mind, it's also could just be
Okay, this is
a
hilarious.
British holiday, potentially an American holiday.
I think they still celebrate it, but they do it differently.
Of course.
And this one is hilarious. So Halloween was not only to reconnect with dead spirits, it was also the original Valentine's Day. And they actually, in Celtic tradition, they had these practices for people to find true love. One of them is they would have a bonfire, and then single people would drop a cutting of their hair into the burning embers to get a dream of who their future loved one would be. Or they had blind dates, so they would blindfold the local girls and then send them out into a field to pull up the first cabbage they could find. This is so superstitious. If their cabbage had a substantial amount of earth attached to the roots, then their future loved one would have money. Eating the cabbage would reveal the nature of their future husband, bitter or sweet. Another way of finding your future spouse is to peel an apple in one go. If done successfully, the single apple peel could be dropped on the floor to reveal the initials of the future intended.
That
Oh
is
my
hilarious.
goodness. That's funny. I don't even know what to think.
Okay. So have you found an answer to what countries celebrate it?
Well, I wasn't really looking. I assume it's just a Western civilization thing, and we all kind of celebrate it different. I think maybe trick or treat is kind of unique to America,
Mm-hmm.
which makes sense. let's see.
So
that's
interesting.
Halloween.
Halloween used to be the original Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
We make 35 million pounds of candy corn a year.
Yes, we do.
People spend
400
million in pet costumes. And
in other words, Grace, over commercialization. Now on to the fun. Well, I mean, this has all kind of been fun, but on to the most fun, which is growing up. What are some of your favorite Halloween memories?
I don't remember it very much. Talking costumes, when Mom dressed us up as a pair of cardboard dice.
Do you remember where we went?
We went to the Indianapolis Zoo.
We did.
And Paige was Jessie.
Yes, she was.
And we won some contest to get a pizza. So I think we had pizza that night.
I think it was either the most creative or the cutest costume.
Something like that. I mean, how can you beat a pair of dice?
Well, yeah, and twins on top of that.
I know.
You know, it wasn't just a random pair of siblings dressed as dice.
And then on top of that, if you watch any of the home video recordings, I think we would come back because it was late at night and you and I are out in the grass. And I think it was you. It could have been me. But one of us is just walking and we literally just go and faceplant in the grass.
It's not a you thing to do.
It's so hilarious. I mean, yeah, the clumsiness started young, people. The clumsiness started young.
But we were probably, 3 or 4 at this time?
Yeah, I mean, we weren't.
I don't think Lane.
We were 2 or I don't know if we were even 4. If we would have been 4, I think we were 3.
Yeah. So we're just these tiny little humans toddling around in these cardboard boxes painted as dice. We were cute. I don't even know if this competition was a real thing at the zoo or if they just made it up solely.
I have absolute no clue.
We could win something.
I just know
I don't remember
the dice were
eating
uncomfortable. Yeah, the dice were uncomfortable. It was worth it in the end.
Yes.
And I clearly don't have any traumatic memories from it, so...
No. Beyond knowing that I was embarrassed because too much attention was paid to us.
Then the other ones that were decent were the grapes. I don't think there's any other costume that I enjoyed being in.
Well, that's the challenge of Halloween costumes. Do you get something that's comfortable and doesn't look as nice, or do you go all out and be super uncomfortable? Because I know you were probably going to mention this, but one of the other ones is when we were older, our church held a fall festival type of thing, and Paige went dressed as a farmer. I went dressed as a bag of leaves, and you went dressed as a pile of leaves.
And those leaves stank.
They smelled terrible. And I know Paige was uncomfortable because she wasn't just a farmer, she was actually a scarecrow, so she had straw stuck all up her hands and her neck and stuff, and she was very uncomfortable and scratched by that. I had a burlap around these stinky, smelly leaves, and so I was getting scratched and also...
And I just had straight smelly leaves on me.
Yeah, it was disgusting.
Nobody come around me.
No, it was worth it, though. I mean, it was a fun night. I don't really remember anything beyond actually leaving the event, so
wow.
I'm going to assume it was a fun night. We weren't crying, so...
Again, I don't have any awful memories associated with Halloween.
The worst I have is when I was probably 10 or 11 at this time because we were in our new house, and I can't remember what I was dressed as. But we got home, and we did our annual tradition of
dumping
everyone
every
gets
candy
home,
on the floor.
You get in the living room, you dump your candy on your section, and then you
separate
all of it out and organize it, and then the trading happens, okay? And in the meantime, you pick one of your pieces of candy to eat. So I decided to try Milk Duds. I think I had them a few times before, and so I knew I generally liked them, but they weren't my favorite candy, and so I only really ate them on Halloween because I didn't intentionally get them any other time. But I opened a box of Milk Duds, and I start to eat them, and all of a sudden, all I just feel is a tooth being yanked out from the back of my mouth, and I completely panicked. I ran over the kitchen sink, and I was spitting everything out, and a molar comes out, and I can't remember how much I bled, but I was terrified, and I didn't understand what happened. It ended up that molar had actually already been loose, and so when I was just eating the Milk Dud, because it's caramel,
I don't remember what it
whatever
is,
the sticky substance is, just yanked out my molar. But ever since that day, I have refuse to ever touch a milk dud because I live in a constant fear that even if my tooth is not loose, a milk dud will pull one of them out, and I don't want that to happen. Also, it was kind of nasty because the molar itself, when I spit it out and pulled it out, it looked like all of the roots were still attached to it because it still had all the caramel and stuff from the milk dud on the end of it sticking up. So it was disgusting.
Yeah, thanks for that beautiful image.
Yeah, I know.
You and I both lost a tooth to milk duds, though.
When did you do that?
Mine wasn't a molar. I think it was like one of my canines or something. But I did it. I think I did it before you. It just wasn't a big deal because my tooth already was really loose. Now, you are the only one I can say who's lost a tooth to a banana. Was that you?
Yes,
okay.
I lost a tooth to a banana.
I have admittedly never lost a tooth to eating a banana.
Well, because here's the thing, side note. When I was younger, I absolutely refused to pull out my teeth. And I went to the extent of not doing that I actually didn't eat for a couple days straight because I had a loose tooth that I did not want to pull out, but it was so painful for me to eat.
You're so weird.
That I just played Mario Kart that entire weekend
You're
instead
weird.
and then it finally came out on Sunday evening or something.
And then she ate.
And I remember the first thing I ate was a wrap. It was a wrap with like lettuce and onions and turkey or something.
So a sandwich just as a wrap.
Well, you call it a wrap.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, we completely went on a rabbit trail with losing teeth.
I don't think that's an uncommon story. I think there's probably lots of people.
There are probably lots of children who have loose teeth around Halloween who end up losing it because they ate a particular candy, who are then traumatized for the rest of their life and will never touch that particular candy again.
Correct. Except candy corn. Everyone will eat candy corn.
Blech. Can we not?
It is sugar. Can we start a petition?
You know what you could do with candy corn is just set it on fire because it's sugar and sugar melts. Now, it's gonna melt.
That corn is on fire.
What just happened?
You said fire, and I just thought of it's a Katy Perry song, right?
Yes.
And I just thought of it, and then decided to change the word.
Oh my. Wow.
You gotta admit, it was pretty funny.
Sure. Yes. Hilarious. Anyway, any other fond memories of Halloween?
Fire on the corn. Fan the flames and watch it burn.
Just like candy corn. None of these are. And then what is it? Oh. Goodness
like
gracious,
fire,
great balls of candy corn.
No, the point is not to replace the word fire with candy corn. It's that you replace whatever follows the fire. So it would be just like fire, burning up my corn.
and then it's going to be, goodness gracious, great balls of
fire. And I don't know what the rest of the words are.
Yeah, because it's great balls of fire.
I don't even know. And I don't actually,
so maybe you can't replace that one because you'd have to replace the word balls. And so it would be great candy corns of fire. I don't know.
Great kernels of fire, but you have to have it great corns of fire or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm trying to think, what are the favorite Halloweens have we had? We've gone as princesses several times.
Yeah.
I think we did.
We
We actually go
clowns
as
once.
period girls once.
Yes. We had the costumes.
Yes,
that
our grandma made us costumes.
We went as Indians once too when she made those for us.
We did go as Indians. Sorry, that's not PC anymore.
We had. We went as Native Americans once.
We did something that we had turtlenecks.
Yes, I know for the dice we had turtlenecks on, but
these were white turtlenecks.
We had white turtlenecks on for the dice.
Correct, but this was different.
No, I know.
Because this was the year. I'm trying to remember what costumes we were in. We were probably 5 or 6 at this time, and we went trick or treating, and it started snowing on us.
I don't know what we would have been at that point in time, but I remember what you're talking about. Yeah,
I don't remember.
I don't really have any amazing, memorable Halloween stories. Like, we've done some Halloween parties with friends. There was the one night we went over to the one friends. I don't even think they didn't celebrate Halloween, so we didn't do anything, but I think we were over there till like 1 or 2 a.m. in the morning, just having fun and playing and talking. And then we've actually gone trick-or-treating with friends at times, and that's like one of the later times when we dressed up as clowns or something like that. And
what's your favorite part of Halloween?
Okay, well, I'm going to preface this by saying that Halloween is arguably my least favorite holiday.
Undeniably, yes.
I just don't, I don't know. I've never been into the dressing up for that, and I don't like candy anyway, so it's just one of my least favorites, if not my least favorite. So my favorite part is probably seeing the kids and what they're dressed up in, because kids are adorable. And then when you have little girls as princesses and fairies and all the boys in their like Paw Patrol outfits or Batman costumes,
what do you think is going to be the most popular costume this year? Assuming people still dress up and you actually see people versus not.
I mean, I'm assuming for girls you're still going to see a lot of them dressed up as Elsa and Anna.
What's the big thing been this year?
But that's what I'm like. I'm not sure if Disney hasn't really released another big princess movie since Frozen 2.
Mulan.
Yeah, there's Mulan, but that's a live action one, so that's different.
Oh, well, but still, there might be. There might be some.
I'm saying in terms of younger girls.
Yeah.
You may not see Mulan. I think you'll still see a lot of Anna and Elsa's.
I think you'll still see a lot of princesses in general.
Yeah. For boys, I don't know. I feel like you already see a lot of Spider-Man. You might see more of him. I think it'll be a mix between superheroes and then some other...
The ghost and skeleton ones.
Yeah.
Those just always seem to be popular, even though they have 0 point to them. Like, here, get dressed up in a black
You may or may not have... Amongst everyone,
but...
you may or may not have a rise in people who are dressed as zombies, or I had something.
Or the Grim Reaper or something.
No, it was vampires. There we go. That's what I was looking for.
True. I don't know. There are some disgusting Halloween costumes that I just don't.
There are adorable ones,
but I think my favorite part of Halloween, the older I get, the more I just like to still dress up. And I'm the type of person who I either don't dress up or I just go all full on.
Well, but when you say dress up, we're not saying dress up in costumes.
No, I meant costumes too.
Oh.
No, because, I mean, I go full out in terms of I want to do super crazy makeup. I want to dress up and paint my nails and do everything that I don't typically do.
Mm-hmm.
So I still like that aspect of Halloween. So I'd like to, obviously I don't know, I was actually invited to a neighborhood Halloween party. Half invited. By a friend. So who knows. Anyway, my point being, rather than trick-or-treating, I'd like to transition into just going and hosting or going to costume parties instead.
Mm-hmm.
Because I like dressing up.
Yep.
But I don't like any other aspect of Halloween.
Hey, you should just start up the masquerade ball thing.
Well, I was going to say, where'd the masquerade tradition come from?
Does
it have anything? I would assume it doesn't actually have anything to do with Halloween, because it might actually be more of a French thing.
I was going to say, I don't think it has anything to do with Halloween. I mean, there's a lot of things that involve dressing up. So whether you're talking about Mardi Gras or masquerade balls or Halloween, there's a lot of costumes.
Or the Chinese New Year.
Yes.
They all dress up too.
Yes.
Well, costumes are a universal human thing. And
they don't really start as costumes as much as traditional garbs for a certain celebration.
Right. Well, costumes is not meant to necessarily mean it's a plaything. I mean, you use costumes for Broadway and stuff. It's not that they're...
Mm-hmm.
It's just costumes are...
But yeah, I don't
know what the costume.
Probably something like an outfit you wear for a performance or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, or an outfit that you impersonate something else in.
Yeah. I don't actually know where masquerade balls came from, but yes, it sounds like you would enjoy one.
Thing to look up. Any final words?
Yes, final words. We're just gonna have to do a podcast all about random historical facts that you thought you don't know.
Well, we have been requested to just record an episode on random trivia.
I was gonna say, ever since you told your Winston Churchill story,
I know
people have requested some stories like that.
The people are asking. We hear you, people.
Let them eat cake. I'm sorry.
It's your candy kind.
Oh my gosh.
Actually, don't.
Yeah, burn it.
Yeah.
Nope, I don't really have anything final. I don't have any other stories to tell.
Alright then. Whatever you're doing for this Halloween, we hope that you have a very fun time.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get too crazy. But then again, it's one day out of 365, so get as crazy as you so want. And until next time,
Cue the cool music.